Hey YouTube, it's 𝖕𝖎𝖆 Nova, and today I have a child message for you about the topic of wounded femininity and relationships. When you are in your wounded feminine, when you are letting your traumas from previous relationships dominate you, go into your new ones, when you are needy, when you are controlling, when you try and control them, when you try and monitor their social medias, look through their phones, you are in your wounded feminine. When you compare yourself to other women, which is very normal, very common to do. Even people who are healed can have times where they do that. It's not uncommon. But when you constantly compare yourself to other women, or put yourself down, talk negatively about yourself, are very, very, very insecure, speak badly about yourself, you are in your wounded feminine. When you are in your wounded feminine, you are too scared to be single that you will take anything. Any disrespect, any verbal abuse, any emotional abuse, you'll take anything because you want that relationship so badly. You'll deplete yourself for that person, right? When you are standing strong in your feminine power, your divine feminine, your dark feminine energies, when you are strongly in your goddess energy, no one can take the piss out of you. No one can walk over you, no one can disrespect you because you know who the fuck you are, right? So I have been both. I have been a wounded feminine and I am now strong, firm in my divine dark feminine, my powerful feminine energy, strong in my goddess energy. I know who the fuck I am, I love myself, and I know what I deserve and what I will and will not tolerate. Once I switched from wounded to complete, everything shifted, and it started with something as small as learning to self-love, right? Because when you don't love yourself, you will tolerate so much bullshit. When you are in your wounded feminine, you will allow people to disrespect you or walk over you because you don't respect yourself, you don't honour yourself. And because you don't have the strength to put those boundaries in place, people will sense that weakness in you and take the piss. What made me realise that I had to go on this self-love journey and at least learn to try and love myself was that I was in a toxic relationship for a number of years, and when we were breaking up, I said, and it just kind of came out, I said, I love you more than I love myself. And even after I said it, I felt this click, like that isn't normal, that isn't healthy. Obviously people can fall in love, but how can you love somebody in a healthy way if you don't even like yourself? We split up, went our separate ways, and I kept replaying that in my head, how I said that. And I remember sitting one day, and I used to sit at my windowsill and put my headphones in, listen to music and chill. And I remember sitting there thinking, that isn't normal. Like, no wonder these relationships I'm having are toxic because I don't love myself. So I'm tolerating anything, and I'm not healthy myself. Once I learned that, okay, I need to heal this, I need to even learn how to love myself, or even try to. Because there was so much pain going on at that time, I remember thinking, like, I have just been put through shit that I actually didn't deserve. I didn't deserve to be going through that. I didn't deserve to be made to feel like that. I didn't deserve the abuse I'd experienced. So I was like, even if right now I can't see a way to love myself, I need to fucking try to. And that was the start of my self-love journey, and I really dove into healing. And healing isn't linear, it isn't quick, it isn't overnight. Healing is a fucking journey where you gut yourself from the inside out, you pick up the tar. Shadow work is fucking excruciating. And I remember starting that journey, and as agonizing as it was the most fulfilling thing I've ever done in my life. Healing isn't just a one-time thing and you're done. Like, it will take a while. And even when you have healed the major parts of yourself, the major traumas and stuff, you're still going to have moments where things will pop up that will re-trigger you, that you'll then have to reassess and readdress and go over. There was this documentary that Jonah Hill did about his therapist called Stutz, and in the documentary he talks about this idea of a part X, which is essentially the part of your brain that is extremely negative, puts you down, wants to keep you trapped, tries to limit you. The bully in the back of your mind essentially is part X. And there was something that he said that I found incredibly interesting about how you need to have it to have that progression and that villain to defeat.
Part X is the judgmental part of you. It's the antisocial part of you. It's an invisible force that wants to keep you from changing or growing. It wants to block your evolution. It wants to block your potential. It wants to fuck up your shit.
So Part X would be the villain in the story of being a person. And the tools are what the hero on the journey can use to fight the villain.
Yes. Part X is the voice of impossibility. Because whatever it is you think you need to do, it's going to tell you that's impossible. Give up. It gives you a very specific dossier about who you are, what you're capable of. And it creates this like primal fear in human beings.
So how can people get rid of Part X?
You can't. You can defeat him temporarily, but he's always going to keep coming back. That's why you have 3 aspects of reality that nobody gets to avoid: pain, uncertainty, and constant work. So those are things you're just going to have to live with no matter what. If it did work like that, if you could banish Part X, then there'd be no further progress.
So if this is a story, the main character needs Part X, it needs the villain, because if the main character doesn't have to overcome a villain, there's no story.
Right.
And there's no growth, and there's no change, and there's no bravery, and there's no courageousness. We need the negativity of Part X, or else we don't grow.
If there was no villain, then there'd be no storyline. It's good that you have these things to defeat and to face. And also with those moments where things do pop up again and you are re-triggered, when you have the chance to kind of dive into those again, you only ever leave that re-healing experience as a better person than you were at the start. It just further adds to your development and adds to your growth as a person on the inside. So to me, it is imperative to go through these journeys and to not be afraid to dive into those parts of ourselves that we're scared to. So back to the topic of today's Lil rant. There's been so many shows, like reality shows I've watched this year, where the constant archetype of the wounded feminine was shown on TV, right? Completely unconsciously, but I'm seeing these women heavily in their wounded feminine, and I'm seeing how men react towards them. And I just got this message come through strongly today. I'm gonna insert some clips from reality shows I saw this year that are very representative of this topic. And I honestly hope and wish all the girls in these video clips healing and to stand strongly in their powerful feminine energy also.
Tonight was a good night. I just had a threesome with Courtney and Alex. I mean, I guess that's following the temptation. But no, I didn't think I would wake up with any regret or anything, and I don't.
Okay, Shantae, what do you want to do?
Only if I were with him.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I probably wouldn't find it that funny if I was in a couple with someone like that, but...
Yeah, I can't lie. This is that repeated behaviour. Like, you gotta wake up at some point.
Who, me?
No, I'm talking to Helena. Personally, I think you deserve more respect, so...
Helena, you laugh quite a lot when he's been doing things. Is that to avoid upset, or are you genuinely not bothered?
It's not that I'm not bothered, it's more that I'm just not surprised. But do you not think you deserve more? You do.
My only worry about Nelly and I's relationship, she's putting on the affection a little bit too much, and it's like, come here, give me a kiss and give me a smooch. I'm like, all right, Nelly's not too forward with things. I'll quite happily hold her hand and give her a kiss every now and then, but I think if she's wanting one every 2 minutes, it's like, oh, what do you need? Like,
So Steve and I are in a really not great place. I'm just thinking, like, is there anything else I can do from my end, really?
please don't be needy with me.
What do you define as needy, though?
Needy for me is just being ultra possessive. I'm not massive on public displays of affection anyway, so the constant always put my arm around you. I think when the neediness comes in, that's when I start going the other way.
Be quiet, but everybody be quiet! That's what is wrong with you. Stop it! I have never in my life life yelled at a girl like this.
They're on these shows, and because they're so unhealed, they settle for disrespect because they're not in their power. And it's so disheartening to see these beautiful women put themselves down to this level. Obviously, we all have our own wounds, triggers, and experiences that we've gone through that have shaped us and affected us as we've gone older. But for people who go into relationships with these massive unhealed wounds, they tend to project those insecurities onto their partners. I know people who have said, well, because I've been cheated on in the past, it's my current person's responsibility to like just tolerate my triggers. No, understand your triggers. Yeah, sure, 100%. To try and cut it down a bit, what I'm essentially getting at is that it is fine to have wounds, we all do. But it is not fine to make your wounds another person's problem. And that, whenever I say that, that usually rubs people the wrong way because they don't want to hear it. But it's the fact. Your healing is your responsibility. Now, you can definitely have support, but you have to also take initiative yourself. It can't just be people doing things for you or just constantly supporting you without you also wanting that momentum for yourself to move forward. If you truly wish to attract a healthy, loving relationship, and a partner who adores you, sees you as a goddess, and fawns over you, loves you, is devoted to you, you need to be devoted to yourself. You need to want to heal yourself. Goddess treatment begins when you see yourself as a goddess, because you know what you deserve. You know what behavior you will tolerate, and you know that you deserve to be blessed and adored because you adore yourself. Therefore, once your partner sees the adoration you have for yourself, he will also adore you. A woman who stands strong in her dark feminine energy, her divine feminine energy, her goddess feminine energy, and her feminine power will only ever attract people who resonate with the same vibration of love. The people who love her, adore her, want to be with her, cherish her. That will only ever be the energy you attract and you keep if you feel that way for yourself first. So my ladies, I love this topic. This has been the most transformative thing for me in my life, was learning how to self-love and being in tune with both my light and my darkness, and also being balanced in my dark feminine energy, my divine feminine energy. If this resonates, bitch, get on that healing journey and start seeing yourself for the goddess that you are. It all starts from within. No one can do it for you. What option is there? Put the work in now. Be the happiest version of yourself with somebody who loves you, somebody that you love, with friends who love and support you, and loved ones all around you who care for you, or be with somebody who treats you less than, who you'll constantly have to fight for. Choose your pain. Take care, everybody.